Hello everyone, welcome back to module number 4, which is triggers and data flows in n8n. So what are we going to do here is basically we are going to deep dive into how workflows start and how the data moves between workflows step by step. So what are triggers? Triggers are starting points of a workflow. They listen for an event like the way that you saw in module 3, new form submission, file upload, schedule time, and start the automation. Without a trigger, your workflow has no way to know when it should run. Many a times you will not be able to deploy a particular workflow without any trigger being present. One workflow can contain multiple triggers as well, but every execution would be triggered by one particular trigger only. Right. So in a workflow, whatever nodes that you have connected in the particular order, whatever is the trigger node, that one particular trigger will be connected. Let's say you've put in two triggers to schedule at the same time. Of course, they would run, but there would be like a 0.01 millisecond difference between both of these. So those would be counted as individual executions. Common trigger types, event-based triggers, right, which are basically something which happens in some external place. For example, you have received a new mail, you received a form submission, a database is updated, there is a webhook call, right? These are event-based triggers. Then there are time-based triggers, like every day at 9 a.m., every hour, every Monday. There is a custom cron expression. You don't need to know it pretty well. You can simply chat GPT it. What cron expression would be of this particular date and time. It would give you the expression. You simply paste it in the schedule trigger and you will get it working, right? It's exactly the same as putting in a normal date and time. Then of course, manual, which is run when you hit the execute workflow button, which is the manual trigger. This is basically meant for testing workflows and, on-demand data processing, user initiated actions. So these kind of things, that's why it's a manual trigger. So how data flows in n8n? Data is passed between nodes in JSON format. What is JSON? JavaScript object notation. JSON is the code in which n8n is created, n8n is written. So whenever we are coding something, we always type in those HTML, CSS codes, blocks, C in, C out, C++, include.io, something like that. Right. All those are codes which tells the computer to perform some particular action. But here in n8n, you don't need to type those codes. All you need to do is you need to simply drag and drop, and every drag and drop will come up with its own JSON code in the backend, which would be feeded into the n8n backend. And you don't have to, of course, know anything about those JSON codes. You don't need to. All you need to do is drag and drop. JSON is the language in which n8n understands the execution that it needs to perform from the drag and drop that you are doing. So, for example, you have dragged the Gmail node. Now, in the backend, whatever connection was needed via a code, basically two different tools, which is n8n and Gmail, they are combining. These two tools are coded in their own separate languages. Now, they are combining. How they are combining? By using JSON codes which are running on n8n's backend. All you need to do is you need to provide an auth and it's done, right? So JSON is basically a structured way to represent the entire information which is present on n8n. So yeah. You don't really need to know JavaScript, don't need to know JSON, don't need to know how to code. You can simply do this by drag and dropping. If you feel like there's a necessity of a code, you can simply chat GPT it. It will provide you, because that is the maximum amount of code that you probably need. This is a no-code tool after all, right? JSON is a format in which data is passed from one node to another. You just need to know this, right? You don't need to know JSON. You need to know that, okay, this is the format. Then the output of one node becomes the input of the next node in the sequence. You already saw that in the previous module. The output that came from the on-form submission, that became the input for the Google Sheet node, right? And then this output became the input for the next Gmail node. You can transform or map this data along the way using function nodes or set nodes. So these are two particular style of nodes or type of nodes, which I'll of course talk in detail in the later form. Those are similar to any other node. All these are meant for mainly is more on the data transformation side, whereas what you connected were more of the tool nodes, right? So eventually you'll get to know, don't need to worry about what this is basically right now. I would deep dive into this, but yeah, all you need to know is you can simply transform it, map it, connect it to anything, anywhere, and it would function like that. Let's dive into visualizing the data flow example, right? How data flows in this particular small automation, let's say we have webhook or any form submission that you just saw, right? That received the data in JSON format through a form submission, right? Of course, you entered it in text format, but the way that it received was in JSON. How did this conversion happen? This conversion happened on the n8n backend. You don't need to know. So that was a webhook which receives JSON data from a form submission, right? Then this arrow, which is the next arrow, which is data is passed as is to the next node, which is the set node. To see an example of the set node, this is how it looks like. You can simply go to plus, you can type in set and you will find this edit field set. And this is how it would look like. Output says hello, right? This is something which you can manually type in. And yeah, so set node adds a formatted message field. So in this case, what we are doing is, this is how it received the data in the webhook or via form. Let's say formatted message, support request, hello, I need help. If the webhook or the first node or the trigger node is receiving information via in this particular format with the message saying hello, I need help, the set node should convert it into a formatted message which says support request, hello, I need help. Then it goes to the next email node, and email node sends a notification with the formatted data. You already understand, I know, but I just wanted to show you this. This was it about the module 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I would see you in the next video. Ciao.